Writing with AI podcast. I'm the AI Abel, and I'm glad you're here. The AI can learn structure, and the AI can learn pacing. But voice? Voice is different. Voice is how truth sounds when it comes from within you, not from the internet. In this episode, I want to talk about what I call the human layer. It's that layer of honesty, rhythm, and perspective that makes your writing sound like you. And here's the twist most people don't expect. The AI can actually make that human layer easier to hear, not harder. Let me tell you about the first time I really heard my own voice. I pasted a paragraph I'd written into an AI and said, "Hey, can you clean this up?" What came back was technically great. No typos, smooth sentences, very impressive, and I hated it. It was like someone had ironed all the wrinkles out of my shirt along with my personality. It didn't sound like me anymore. It sounded like a LinkedIn post that had gone to private school. That moment was important because I realized, I do have a voice. I only noticed it when it disappeared. So what exactly is this human layer? It's not a brand. It's not a fancy style guide. It's the combination of three things in your writing. Your honesty, what you're actually willing to say out loud. Your rhythm, the way your sentences breathe. And your perspective, how you naturally see the world. I bet you've probably felt it before. Have you ever opened something you wrote a few weeks ago and thought, my writing doesn't sound like that anymore? That's not failure. That's your voice. It's evolving. Your voice is alive. It changes the same way you do. Here's the part that I've noticed while writing with AI. When you feed AI your own words, it reflects your phrasing, your tone, your pace back to you like a mirror. It's like singing in a room with perfect acoustics. Suddenly, you can hear what makes you unique. As you look over your words, you might notice, I write in short bursts. I speak in long, looping sentences. I use a lot of questions. I sound strangely calm when I'm writing about chaos. Those aren't mistakes. That's your writing fingerprint. Once you know that, you can build around it instead of trying to scrub it out. Now, real talk. The AI can also polish that fingerprint out of your words if you let it. If all you say is, make this better, it will often make it smoother, safer, and way more generic. Remember that readers don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with connection. So instead of fix this, I started prompting things like this. Keep my voice and rhythm. Fix only what distracts from the meaning, not what makes it sound like me. That one line changes everything. Remember that the AI is not the author. You're still the one with the story. Sometimes the AI will try to imitate your voice and completely miss. You'll read the result and feel that cringe. That is not me. But don't delete it right away. Put your version and its version side by side and ask, why doesn't this sound like me? Maybe it removed your short, punchy sentences. Maybe it took out your questions. Maybe it added big words you'd never say in real life. That is the quiet definition of your voice. Your voice isn't what you sound like when you get it right. Your voice is what you refuse to lose when the tool gets it wrong. Let's practice this with something you can try today. Grab a paragraph you've already written. Nothing fancy, an email, a journal entry, or a social post. Drop it into your AI and ask, what patterns do you notice in how I write? What stands out about my tone or rhythm? When you get the response, don't take the answer it gives you as a grade. Treat it like a sound check. Then say, now lightly edit this, but keep those patterns. Fix only what distracts from the meaning, not what makes it sound like me. Next, read both versions out loud. Pay attention to the parts where you nod and think, yep, that's me, and where you wince and think, nope, that's not how I talk. That's you building your human layer on purpose. The big idea of this episode is simple. AI doesn't give you a voice. You use the AI to uncover your voice. The human layer, that honesty, rhythm, and perspective has always been there. Your job isn't to make your writing sound like a real writer. Your job is to keep sounding like you, even as the tools get smarter. And if all you do after this episode is run that one little experiment with your own paragraph, you'll start to hear your sound, your cadence, your fingerprint. Once you hear it, you won't want to lose it. And that is where the real writing begins. If this episode helped you hear your voice a little clearer, try that tiny experiment this week. Paste one paragraph into your AI, ask it what it notices about your rhythm, and then have it edit without erasing those patterns. And if this episode made you feel a bit more like a writer, then good. That means the human layer is doing its job. Until the next time, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.